One, go.
All right, so today I wanted to talk about a chin-up or a pull-up. It's going to apply to both. Just kind of go over some common faults that I see and some different cues and ways to coach it that can hopefully clean up the movement pattern for you. So 3 of the big faults I see. First is the head or the chin. So like we talked about in other movement patterns, we're going to try and keep it neutral head position with our chin packed like you're making a double chin. So what people will do a lot of times when they go to do a pull-up or a chin-up variation, pop up here, and as they pull, they break their head and try to take their chin over the bar by breaking back this way, right? We don't want to do that because that's more susceptible to some shoulder issues that are going to come about later. And that's kind of the second piece that comes around, they often go together, is as I pull up, I'm not actually pulling and pressing my scapulas to keep my shoulders down and back. What happens is I pull up and then my elbow just shoot past my body, and the glenohumeral socket here, I'm going to roll forward and kind of glide up a little bit. All right, so this is what that'll look like. Right, you see that a lot with people who don't know how to actually pull themselves down and back. Right, and the third issue I see is people start off with like a strong core position, and as soon as they go to initiate the movement, they kind of just break here. You see this big kind of hinge at their TL junction, right? So that'll look something like this, where I'm nice and tight, and then as soon as I go to pull, I'm going to break and pull up like that with a big rib flare and a big arch in my back. Okay, so those are kind of the big 3 things that I see a lot. So in order to do a correct one, we want to not do any of those 3 things. Right? So we want to try and keep our head neutral. We want to try and keep our shoulders pulled down and back, and we want to keep our core tight so we don't break and lose that positioning. All right, so this is what a good one would look like. Right, and so some good cues that you can use, that I like to use, that I found help people. First thing is to tell people not to think about taking their chin over the bar. There shouldn't be any type of cue that involves them taking a chin to a bar. Rather, tell them to think about actively pulling their chin over the bar. So there's no movement out of the chin. The only reason the chin gets there is because I pull it there. A second cue that I like is for people to try and pull their elbows straight down to their hips. It just helps keep the shoulder in a more friendly position, and we get better scapular movement that way. Right? So kind of in review, the 3 things to watch out for when you're doing any type of pull-up or chin-up variation. Your head position, make sure that chin's not poking out. Try and keep it packed into neutral. 2, want to watch your shoulders, right? We don't want to have that glide forward, and we don't want to have that elevation upward. 3 is going to be your core position. Can you maintain a strong, stable, neutral core position? Or do you get a big rib flare and you kind of just hinge off that TL junction back there, right? So in review, guys, let's see if we can do some pull-ups and chin-ups a little bit better than we have in the past with people that I see. Right? Keep those shoulders back, keep everything neutral. It should be a pretty smooth movement. We don't want to see all those other compensation patterns coming about, right? If you struggle with pull-ups, you can use bands to help you get started. You can do negatives where you just basically get up there and just do the eccentric portion of the lift. You can also go up there and just do holds and see if you can maintain that good position. Other than that, have some fun with it and see if you guys can figure it out.